Hey guys. So Thursday, I went and told my boss's boss that I am transitioning, which is a step that I have been putting off for a while, especially since, at least for a little while, I was kind of preserving the status quo because I was, afraid to rock the boat, as they say. Just, it's one of those reasons that I had honestly not thought about transitioning or at least proceeded with the process a lot sooner. Even though, I've worked with everybody for a long time, but that's both kind of the plus and the minus because you don't really want to change, you don't want to change how things are when they're going pretty good insofar as work is going because, although sometimes I may complain about it, by and large, I like my job, I like my coworkers, and it's a good place to be. It's close to the house, it's stable. I mean, there's a lot of plus sides to where I work. And, part of it was that I've known everybody for so long, but at the same time, it was just, I guess, some people, I mean, I really would be, not certain how they were going to react. And even though I don't necessarily think anybody's going to give me a hard time about it, it's just, I guess, fear of what might happen, which I know gets in my way a lot. But I was particularly just putting it off, I guess, as long as possible, just trying to preserve normalcy at work for as long as I could. But I'd reached the point where I think that I couldn't really do that anymore. And I decided that I should cross that threshold since I hadn't really made any progress on that front in a while. So, since I was going to the office, I was going to be alone with my boss's boss. And after I did, by the time she showed up, I had done most of the work I had to do for the day. And I told her my story. I told her what was going on, and kind of explained, why I hadn't said something earlier. That honestly, I was just kind of a little bit afraid of rocking the boat. And she was very understanding, and it went really well. So, I mean, if nothing else, I'm glad that that's one less thing to worry about, one more threshold I've crossed. So now, I've started telling some people at work, a few key people for right now. I'm not ready for the whole public reveal phase yet, but it's one of the plus sides, I suppose, to the current scenario working at home, just because I had the opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation. And I know there's a couple of other people that I think I want to talk to privately before we get to that point. But other than that, I mean, it's a step forward, which is something I needed. And I mean, I was so nervous. I contemplated not doing it, going back and forth. But too often I end up hiding behind what is perceived as safety. And even though it doesn't make logical sense, it's like the longer you put it off, the more the fear is still there, but it provides an odd comfort in that you're not moving, you're not rocking the boat, so things are stable for a little while longer. But I decided I needed to do this, and so I've made steps forward in that regards. Now my boss knows, and my boss's boss knows, and they're gonna tell the big boss because I honestly didn't think I would be able to handle that conversation um, myself. But for the moment, I'm keeping the circle close, and now just about everybody in my life knows, except I guess for the rest of my coworkers, which I will do that, I suppose, in phases. But that's that. And I guess as a quick aside, the fan on my computer started making a lot of noise, so I took it to a local place to get it fixed. And it turned out to be the bearing on the fan. So now my computer's back to normal. Maybe I can finally get some stuff done now that I can hear myself think. So, it ended up costing me about 2 days and $65. So, I mean, all in all, not too bad. But I guess that's all the news that's fit to print for right now. So, I will catch you guys later.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter and a few other places on the web, or support me via Patreon or Ko-fi. Zebra hugs!